The Digital Detox Dare. Ah, my young friends, let me tell you a story. At the end, the question is, are you brave enough to try? A story of a boy named Ethan, a boy much like many of you. A boy trapped, not in a cage of iron, but in a prison of glass and pixels. Ethan was a bright student, full of dreams. But as the world moved forward, he found himself moving backward, not in body, but in mind. His hands were never empty. His phone was always there. His eyes, once filled with wonder, were now filled with endless scrolling. And so, his nights stretched long, the glow of his screen replacing the warmth of the sun. His mornings were heavy, his mind clouded. He was losing himself, but he did not even know it. Until one day, the world decided to wake him up. The wake-up call. One morning, as Ethan sat in his class, a paper landed on his desk. A single letter burned into it, F. A failure, a symbol of what he had become. His professor looked at him and asked, "Ethan, what happened to you?" But Ethan had no answer. Or rather, he knew the answer, but he was too ashamed to say it aloud. That evening, he checked his phone. A notification appeared. Screen time report, 9 hours, 32 minutes. 9 hours wasted. 9 hours he would never get back. And so, he did something he never thought he would do. He asked for help. The challenge. Ethan's friend Maya had once been like him, but she had broken free. And now she saw his struggle. She leaned in, a playful smile on her face. "1 week," she said, "no social media. If you win, I'll buy you those fancy noise-canceling headphones you keep talking about." Ethan scoffed. "That's easy." Ah, my young friends, how wrong he was. Lecture Day 1. The withdrawal begins. The moment Ethan deleted his apps, the war began. His fingers twitched. His mind screamed for the dopamine rush of a new notification. His hands reached for his phone every few minutes, as if possessed. A whisper in his head, "What if you're missing out?" But then, silence. For the first time in years, true silence. And in that silence he found something strange, a book. He opened it hesitantly. The pages felt unfamiliar. At first, they made no sense, but soon, the words pulled him in deeper and deeper. For the first time in years, his mind focused on just one thing. Day 3. The world beyond the screen. As the days passed, Ethan began to notice things. The way the wind played with the leaves, the sound of laughter in the distance, the way food actually tasted when he wasn't scrolling while eating. At dinner, his mother looked at him curiously. "You're actually here," she said. Ethan frowned. "I'm always here." She shook her head, smiling. "No, you're usually somewhere else." For the first time, he understood what she meant. Day 5. The anxiety fades. Something magical happened. His mind, once a battlefield of distractions, felt clear. His heart, once heavy with the weight of comparison, felt light. He picked up a pen and wrote in a journal. He started exercising. He studied with focus. And at night, he slept like a child, without the glow of his phone luring him into another endless scroll. For the first time in years, he was free. Day 7. The final test. Maya returned, holding out his phone. "So, you want your apps back?" Ethan stared at it, the empty home screen, the blank slate. He hesitated. Then he smiled. No, I don't need them anymore. And just like that, Ethan won something far greater than any prize. He won himself back. The lesson. And so, my young friends, I ask you, who holds the chains in your life? Are you the master of your device? Or is your device the master of you? If a boy like Ethan can break free, so can you. The question is, are you brave enough to try?